जिस तरह से वहाँ मासूम बच्चों को कत्ल किया जा रहा है, उनकी जानें ली जा रही है, उस पर भी अपना विचार रखे और इसराइल पर दबाव बनाए कि गाजा के मसले को बातचीत के जरिए शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से उसका समाधान।
ह्यूमैनिटी मस्ट नेवर बिकम अ विक्टिम ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट।
फिलिस्तीन में हुए नरसंहार के लिए प्रधानमंत्री कुछ बोल पाएंगे, मुझे नहीं लगता।
गाजा पीस प्लान से शांति का एक रास्ता बना है।
तो ऐसे में मोदी जी जो 140 करोड़ लोगों के नुमाइंदे हैं, वो जाके एक क्रिमिनल के गले लगे, उससे मिले।
किसी भी रूप में, किसी भी अभिव्यक्ति में आतंकवाद को स्वीकार नहीं किया जा सकता।
Viewers, good evening. PM Modi's historic visit to Israel has just rewritten the rules of global diplomacy. And I want to say this, viewers, that the so-called ecosystem is still reeling in shock. Viewers, from the heart of the Israeli parliament, Prime Minister Modi did what no one had expected. The opposition had seen this as an opportunity to corner him. The opposition had been daring him for months, pushing the Gaza pictures, raising slogans, trying to trap him into a corner. They thought they had the perfect weapon. But Prime Minister Modi turned the tables on them, and how? He stood tall in the parliament, looked the world in the eye, and delivered a message that silenced every critic in one single speech. He called out Hamas terror without any hesitation. He said terror is terror, no matter the excuse. And in the very next breath, Prime Minister Modi backed the Gaza peace plan with full force. You just heard what he had said. He declared loud and clear, no cause, no matter how just, can ever justify the killing of innocent civilians. He said it in the Israeli parliament. That is leadership with moral clarity, viewers. That is the statesmanship at its finest. The Israeli parliament erupted in applause. Leaders from across the world are saluting Prime Minister Modi's influence. They see a leader who does not play politics with human lives. Viewers, they see a leader who stands for peace, but never at the cost of compromising with terror. That is crucial. The whole world is watching and respecting this new India under Prime Minister Modi. But what about the opposition here? What about the Congress party and their so-called lobby, the ecosystem? They are still in complete denial. And are we surprised? We shouldn't be. Instead of acknowledging the powerful message from Israel, they are busy posting more pictures from Gaza on social media. They are trying to mock Prime Minister Modi. It has gone beyond criticism now. This is cynicism. This is utter desperation. This is wild propaganda meant to malign and mislead. They thought they had put Modi in a spot. Instead, PM Modi turned the tables completely. He demolished their entire toolkit in one speech, viewers. Their narrative is now in pieces. They have no answer. They are supposedly banking on influencers or trolls, banking on fake news to keep their echo chamber alive. The BJP has accused Congress of deploying influencers to sabotage and sully the AI summit in order to discredit Modi. Viewers, Prime Minister Modi did not dodge the issue raised by the opposition. His critics, he showed the world that India stands for peace but also against terror. No ifs, no buts. The ecosystem is triggered because the praise for Modi is pouring in from every corner. They cannot digest it. They're still living in the bubble of denial. But unfortunately, viewers, that bubble has burst. Sample the reactions again. In fact, we'll go to the reactions in just a bit. Let's open this up quickly without any delay. Shazad Poonawala, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress Party. I.P. Singh Ji, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Professor Tanveer Ejaz, columnist. Tausif Shah, senior leader of the PDP, Professor Monojit Mondal, Karan Verma completes the panel. Ashwini ji, कांग्रेस के नेता कह रहे थे गाजा पे प्रधानमंत्री को बोलना चाहिए, गाजा पे कब चुप्पी तोड़ेंगे। इजराइल के पार्लियामेंट से बोल दिया, फिर भी आपके जो बड़े नेता हैं, तपस्या करने वाले नेता, वो अभी भी पिक्चर्स लगा रहे हैं गाजा के।
पता नहीं प्रणेश जी आपने क्या सुना, क्योंकि मुझे तो नहीं सुना कि मोदी जी ने गाजा पे बोला है। जब हम सुबह सुबह उठते हैं, प्रार्थना करते हैं, तो हम बोलते हैं धर्म की जय हो, अधर्म का नाश हो, प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। दैट विश्व इंक्लूड्स पैलेस्टीन एज वेल, एंड आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई दिस गवर्नमेंट is celebrating Modi ji's visit to Israel. What exactly we accomplished apart from doing a Nach Paliye 2? Because we have seen how Modi ji has been dancing on the tunes of America and Israel in past. That is exposed by Manniya Pawan Khera ji yesterday in his press conference, how this Modi Sarkar or Trump Sarkar has been probably Epstein-Wadi. We are Gandhi-Wadi, they are Epstein-Wadi, because their whole foreign policies are driven by Mr. Epstein, Mr. Anil Ambani, and Mr. Hardeep Puri, and few other names. And I don't have to get into that chronology. The problem is we are surrendering the interest of 150 crore people, and we are also surrendering the Moolbhut Bhavna of Hindus, Moolbhut Bhavna of Hindustan, Moolbhut Bhavna of this nation, which is Sarvo Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarvo Santu Niramaya. We are compromising on that. We are not talking about Sarvo Bhavantu Sukhina. We are talking about few people Sukhina.
Let's not compromise on common sense. You did not hear what Modi said about Gaza. I want to play that out again. Listen to Prime Minister's message clearly. आपने कहा मैंने तो सुना ही नहीं गाजा पे क्या बोला। कैसे सुनेंगे आप? सुनना ही नहीं चाहते। आप सुनिए क्या बोला, एक बार और कोशिश कीजिए।
भारत और इजराइल पूरी तरह से स्पष्ट है कि आतंकवाद का दुनिया में कोई स्थान नहीं है। किसी भी रूप में, किसी भी अभिव्यक्ति में आतंकवाद को स्वीकार नहीं किया जा सकता। हम कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आतंकवाद और उनके समर्थकों का विरोध करते रहे हैं और आगे भी करते रहेंगे। भारत की सोच स्पष्ट है। ह्यूमैनिटी मस्ट नेवर बिकम अ विक्टिम ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट।
गाजा पीस प्लान क्लियरली बैक किया उन्होंने, लेकिन आपको आवाज नहीं आई। ऐसा होता है, कोई बात नहीं। लेट्स ब्रिंग इन आईपी सिंह जी। आईपी सिंह जी, आपने तो स्पीच सुनी होगी।
हाँ, बिल्कुल सुना है। कल भी उनकी जब वो वहां के सेट को वहां की संसद को जो संबोधित कर रहे थे, उसको भी सुना था। मुझे एक वाकया याद आता है कि जब सऊदी अरब ने कहा कि अगर पाकिस्तान पर हमला होता है तो वो हमला सऊदी अरब पर माना जाएगा। मुझे लगता है कि जिस तरह से मध्य एशिया, मिडिल ईस्ट में जिस तरह की परिस्थितियों का निर्माण हुआ है, ईरान ने जिस तरह कहा कि मैं नेस्ता नाबूद कर दूंगा इजराइल को, मुझे लगता है कि कोई एक्सिस बन रही है जिसमें भारत आगे चलकर प्रधानमंत्री से हम तो कल ये उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि वो कह सकते थे कि इजराइल पर अगर कोई युद्ध होता है तो भारत पर वो युद्ध माना जाएगा। तो क्योंकि जब वार के मुहाने पर ईरान और अमेरिका खड़ा है, यूरोप बिल्कुल दूर है, वहां मिडिल ईस्ट में जो देश है वो कह रहे नहीं साहब यहां हमारे यहाँ फाइटर प्लेन्स नहीं उतारा जा सकता।
ऑपोजिशन कह रही थी कि प्रधानमंत्री को गाजा पे बोलना चाहिए। प्रधानमंत्री इजराइल गए, वहां के पार्लियामेंट से उन्होंने बोला है कि गाजा पीस प्लान का मैं समर्थन करता हूं, इनोसेंट की जान नहीं जानी चाहिए। वो क्या बोल रहे हैं? अश्विनी जी कुछ बोल रहे हैं, एक मिनट रुक जाइए सर। हाँ अश्विनी जी।
नहीं, आप बताइए ना, उन्होंने पैलेस्टीनियन के 80,000 जो लोग मारे गए हैं जिनोसाइड पे, उस पर कहां बोला? आपने क्या सुना है? पता नहीं आप कौन सा चश्मा लगा के बैठे हो प्रणेश, जो आप बात कर रहे हो। मोदी जी ने बोला, मोदी जी ने कहां बोला? मोदी जी ने क्या बोला कि इजराइल वालों के लिए इजराइल अपना फादरलैंड है और इंडिया मदरलैंड है। ये बताओ भाई कौन सा लॉजिक है कि इजरायलीज के लिए इजराइल फादरलैंड और इंडिया मदरलैंड है? ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है बताइए ना। यहाँ नच बलिए 2 चल रहा है, ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? सारे जो देशी धारावाहिक है सिर्फ और सिर्फ वही चल रहे हैं, कुछ सेंसिबल स्टेटमेंट प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी से नहीं आया।
ठीक है, शहजाद पूनावाला जवाब देना चाहते, वो कह रहे हैं चश्मे से सुनाई कैसे देता है?
हाँ नहीं, देखिए ऐसा है कि नच बलिए, डांसिंग, जिनका इतिहास बार वाला हो उनको ये नच बलिए ही दिखेगा। एनीवे दिखने दीजिए, मैं एडवीना वादियों में नहीं जाना चाहता हूँ। एडवीना की वजह से पार्टीशन हुआ, ये बाला साहब ठाकरे जी ने बोला था। एनीवे छोड़ देते, मैं उसमें नहीं जाना चाहता हूँ। अभी एक बड़ी बात कही गई कि विश्व में गाजा आता है, पैलेस्टाइन आता है। मैं मानता हूं विश्व में पैलेस्टाइन आता है, इसलिए हम 2 स्टेट सोल्यूशन की बात करते हैं। पर ये विश्व में, मुझे बताइए प्रणेश जी, ये हिंदूज इन ढाका भी आते हैं विश्व में? और ये विश्व में जो इजरायली लोग हमास में माइक्रोवेव में डालकर मारते हैं वो भी आते हैं क्या? और ये विश्व में अफगानिस्तान के बच्चों पर जो पाकिस्तान ने बम गिराया तो कोई जय अफगानिस्तान बोलने नहीं गया। ये विश्व में यमन के बच्चे पे जब बम गिराते हैं मुस्लिम देश तो भी कोई नहीं बोलता। और जिंजियांग प्रोविंस में तो मस्जिद गिरा गिरा के, मोहम्मद नाम हटा हटा के, वहां पर कुरान जला जला कर जो पाप किया जाता है उस पर भी यहां पर जो कैपलेस बैठे हैं हाजी साहब, कैपलेस है वो टैप कर देते हैं। भाई ऐसा सरेंडर हो जाता है चाइना के सामने। ये विश्व में ही आते हैं ना। पीएम मोदी तो वो व्यक्ति है हाजी साहब, पीएम मोदी इज दैट पर्सन हु हैज गॉट द हाईएस्ट सिविलियन ऑनर फ्रॉम बोथ इजराइल एंड फ्रॉम पैलेस्टाइन। कुछ तो सही करते होंगे ना, इसीलिए गाजा के लोग भी और इजराइल के लोग भी दोनों समर्थन देते हैं। अच्छा, आपको सुनाई नहीं दिया गाजा पीस प्लान? चलिए, हो सकता है चश्मे से सुनेंगे तो कैसे सुनाई देगा? आप आंखें खोल कर देखिए, 3 रेजोल्यूशन में अभी भारत ने 2 स्टेट सोल्यूशन के रेजोल्यूशन पे पैलेस्टाइन के फेवर में वोट किया है, फुल सीज फायर, इमीडिएट सीज फायर के फेवर में वोट किया है, और हॉस्टिलिटीज ना बढ़े उसके फेवर में। हम इजराइल और पैलेस्टाइन भी, जस्ट 10 सेकेंड्स मोर, आई एम नाइदर ऑन साइड ऑफ पैलेस्टाइन, आई एम नाइदर ऑन साइड ऑफ इजराइल, आई एम साइड ऑफ पीस। हम युद्ध के साथ नहीं, हम बुद्ध के साथ है। ये हमारी फिलॉसफी है। इसलिए 8 मुस्लिम नेशंस हैव गिवन द हाईएस्ट सिविलियन ऑनर टू मोदी जी। आपको एक भी नहीं मिला। और ये गाजा के मुसलमानों के लिए चीखने वाले जिंजियांग के मुसलमानों पे कब बोलेंगे?
Let's bring in
जिंजियांग का मुसलमान क्या उम्मा का बात नहीं है?
Haji Randre's response, then I'm going to Professor Ejaz. हाजी साहब बोलिए।
देखिए, जिस तरीके से शहजाद भाई और इनके जो हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी जाकर वहां पे कह रहे हैं कि हम आतंकवाद के साथ, इजराइल भी लड़ाई लड़ रहा है और भारत भी लड़ाई लड़ रहा है। जो आतंकी खुद वहां पर खड़ा है, जो इजराइल का मुख्य प्रधानमंत्री, वहां का राष्ट्रपति है, जिसने जेनोसाइड करके फिलिस्तीन में लाखों बच्चों को, लाखों परिवारों को उजाड़ दिया, उसके साथ खड़े होकर मोदी जी वहां पर जाकर खड़े हो रहे हैं। जब हमारा हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान का युद्ध हुआ था तब तो कोई देश आकर मोदी जी के पास में खड़ा नहीं हुआ कि हम आपके साथ है, लड़िए पाकिस्तान से। तो आपकी विदेश नीति कहां चली गई थी?
मैं बताता हूं। नहीं, एक मिनट, इसमें सब देखिए हाजी साहब, आप कुछ बोलते हैं तो सब जवाब देना चाहते हैं, इतना इन्फ्लुएंस है आपका। मुझे एक मिनट, आपने कहा कि जब इंडिया पाकिस्तान का युद्ध हो रहा था तो हमारे साथ कोई कांग्रेस पार्टी भी खड़ी नहीं थी। राहुल गांधी तो अभी भी बोलते हैं वी डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड इन ऑपरेशन सिंदूर। व्हाट शुड वन मेक ऑफ दैट? करण?
नहीं, इन्होंने बहुत अच्छा सवाल पूछा, मुझे बहुत खुशी है। हाजी साहब सवाल बहुत अच्छे पूछते हैं। प्रणेश, यहां ये बात पता होनी चाहिए, एक किताब है 1971 रिटन बाय श्रीनाथ राघवन। You know what it writes? It writes about Indira Gandhi's regret that she did not have any relationship with Israel at that time. In fact, it was D.N. Chatterjee, who was our ambassador to France, who at that time, through backdoor channels, negotiated a deal with Israel, and we got weapons in 1971, which is how we could push back Pakistan. Indira Gandhi did not even have an official channel at that point of time. Our full diplomatic relations with Israel actually started after 1992. And Indira Gandhi is on record admitting that it was a failure, that we just had relations with Palestine. I am so glad for the first time we have a government that maintains relationships with both. And during Operation Sindoor, बिल्कुल हाजी जी काम आए हमारे पास, इजराइल के ड्रोन्स हमारे काम आए। आपको पता होना चाहिए, इजराइल का सबसे बड़ा पार्टनर डिफेंस में भारत है, भारत सबसे ज्यादा वेपन्स खरीदता है। तो जो कोई भी पैलेस्टीन कभी नहीं काम आया हमारे, मैं तो साफ बोल रहा हूं बात को। ठीक है, दोनों से रिलेशंस रखने चाहिए। नॉट वन OIC, ये जो आज बैठ के बोल रहे हैं आईपी सिंह साहब, 1971 में ईरान, सऊदी अरेबिया, ये सब पाकिस्तान के सपोर्ट में खड़े हुए, F4 हेलीकॉप्टर्स दिए, रिफ्यूलिंग करी, वेपन्स दिए। आज कोई ऐसा देश नहीं है जो पाकिस्तान के साथ खड़ा हुआ हो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में। चाइना को छोड़ दीजिए, टर्की को छोड़ दीजिए, और इंडिया के साथ ना खड़ा हुआ हो। आज हमने डिप्लोमेटिकली एक विक्ट्री स्कोर करी कि हमारे दोनों तरफ रिलेशंस है। हम टेरर को टेरर कहेंगे, हाजी रंगरेज जी की तरह नहीं है कि 1200 लोग मार दिए गए, 250 हेल्ड एज हॉस्टेज ऑन 7 अक्टूबर 2023, और ये उसको जेनोसाइड नहीं मानते। ये सेलेक्टिव जेनोसाइड नहीं चलेगा।
पर आपने मेरा एक सवाल नहीं पूछा, क्या अफगानिस्तान के मुसलमान और जिंजियांग प्रोविंस के मुसलमान कम मुस्लिम है क्या? वाई दे आर नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग फॉर देम? ये मुस्लिमीन पार्टी है ना? नहीं, मुस्लिमीन पार्टी से पूछो ना।
कहाँ है वो? तो कांग्रेस पार्टी है, हो गया।
अच्छा, वो हाँ, सॉरी, अब तो आगे
तैयारी।
कांग्रेस इज मोर मुस्लिमीन देन मुस्लिमीन।
तैयारी में कमी।
ये तो आप मिस कर।
कांग्रेस इज मोर मुस्लिम देन मुस्लिमीन।
ह्यूमन टू हर, इट्स ओके, इट हैपेंस। नहीं, पर अश्विनी जी बोलिए, आप जवाब दीजिए।
प्रणेश,
नच बलिए मत बोलना।
पता नहीं मेरी आपको आवाज आ नहीं आ रही।
मैंने चश्मा सही नहीं लगाया, इसीलिए आवाज नहीं आ रही।
पहले मुझे ये बताइए, जिनका इतिहास मुजरे वालों का रहा हो, जो अंग्रेजों के सामने जाकर के मुजरा करते थे, अगर उनका प्रधानमंत्री जाकर के, हमारा देश का प्रधानमंत्री जाकर के वहां पर ऐसे डांस करता है जाकर के इजराइल की ट्यून पे, अमेरिका की ट्यून पे, क्या देश के लिए शर्मनाक नहीं है? क्या हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी इजराइल डिसाइड करेगा, अमेरिका डिसाइड करेगा, एप्स्टीन डिसाइड करेगा? विरोध इजराइल और फलस्तीन की बात का नहीं है, विरोध इस बात का है कि हम एक सिलेक्टिव देश के लिए, एक देश के लिए सिलेक्टिव कैसे हो रहे हैं?
कहाँ है सिलेक्टिव?
बिल्कुल क्लियर थी।
अश्विनी जी, सिलेक्टिव कहाँ हो रहे हैं? पिछले 2 दिन से मैं समझा रहा हूँ कैसे सिलेक्ट। नहीं, 1 मिनट, नहीं, 1 मिनट, नो।
Nehru was dancing with Edwina Mountbatten and partition happened. Baba Saheb Thackeray. Nehru was dancing when POK was given away. Nehru was dancing when Kashmir was offered for plebiscite. Nehru was dancing when Aksai Chin was given away. Nehru was dancing when IWT 80% water was given away. Indira was dancing when 1974 she offered our nuclear technology to Pakistan. Rajiv was dancing in Bofors, and Rahul Gandhi is dancing with Soros. Don't you dare say these words. You get it, Mr. Ashwini Mishra?
Ashwini Mishra ji,
that's offensive for the Prime Minister. Actually, no, it's very offensive words.
अरे खुद का इतिहास देखकर आप कौन से बार में नाचते थे?
What do you expect from Ashwini ji? उन्होंने the Congress party set up the Gaza dare. The Prime Minister.
तो मैं कौन से बार में नाचते थे जाऊंगा उसमें?
1 minute. Let's all be civil here, please. Let's not lose our cool, please. Ashwini ji, Shazad, please. There are others on the panel who haven't spoken.
Talk on the issue.
1 minute. Professor Ejaz, you just heard Ashwini Mishra, and I'm sure you're aware of the, the commentary around Modi's visit to Israel, where they're saying Modi is siding with Israel. That is not true.
Yeah, so I think let's not trivialize the whole issue in terms of a fight between Congress and BJP, right? The foreign policy is an issue, I think, which needs to be understood from the nation's security and nation's sovereignty. Now, the question is that when a Prime Minister goes to Israel, what symbolism are there, what messaging is there for the West Asia, the timings, and of course, the kind of the, the international situation at the moment. One will have to discuss that, right? We all know that there is an impending war around, of course, Israel is bombing Gaza. On the other hand, there's an impending sort of a threat to Iran also. And on the Russian side, of course, Russia and Ukraine is having a war, right? So I think one will have to understand the context first, and then
Professor Ejaz, I'm sorry, sir. I have the greatest regard for you, but I think you're confusing the viewer. Don't do this, sir, please. It's not as as simple as you're making it out to be. Why is Israel attacking Gaza? Let's first answer that question, and we will, make lives easy for a lot of people.
So you have to understand the whole history behind that. I would not get stuck to the Hamas attack in October 7, right? You'll have to get into the history of it.
But why get into history? Let's just base it on the Hamas attack. Why can't people call out Hamas like Prime Minister Modi did? And imagine you are saying the symbolism, the timing. Look at the speech. Why, read too much into symbolism and timing? when the person that you thought would skip any mention of Gaza is saying this from the Israeli parliament?
Okay, so let's talk about Hamas. Hamas attacked Israel, and Hamas is a non-state actor. So that doesn't mean that you start killing almost 100,000 people in Gaza and West Bank, right? So the point what I'm trying to make is that what is the compulsion, what is the motivation behind our Prime Minister going to Israel?
I'll tell you, sir, I'll tell you. Non-state actor, we've heard that word, many times before. Is Lashkar-e-Toiba a non-state actor?
Pranesh, let me. Yes, of course. All
there you go, sir. That's the problem. Pakistan funds Lashkar-e-Toiba and many other terror groups. But for professors like you, and I mean no disrespect here, Professor Ejaz, I'm just disappointed. Someone who's, so well read as you are. And look at the messaging. You are on national television, sir. Many people take you seriously. And you are saying Lashkar-e-Toiba is a non-state actor? That Kasab came with, 9 other people on his own, they came on their own?
No, so that was a terror. That was a terror, of course. I'm not saying that wasn't a terror. Lashkar-e-Toiba perpetrates terror on India. When did I say that? No, that's not the terror. But let me come back to Israel. You see, the point is that at the West Asia, there is a conflagration going on in West Asia. And the point is that we need to understand West Asia carefully. And let me make it very clear that you cannot isolate US and the trades that is going on. And of course, not just only the trade.
Professor Ejaz, what you're saying is good for a seminar. But sorry, unfortunately, no, it's a disservice, sir. It's a disservice to justice, to humanity. Don't do this. Don't conflate issues, confuse the people. Karan, quickly.
Irrespective, we can go into the history. It's been factually incorrect on many grounds. Firstly, Hamas is in complete control. People came out in celebrations when that thing happened. Nobody insisted that they should at least release the 250 hostages. But Pranesh, I don't want to get into it. The fact is, a foreign policy, a country's foreign policy should be about that country. It should be India first. Should we stop engaging with Israel just because it's ruffled certain feathers in Central Asia or West Asia? No, we have to look out for our interests. Today, we are buying weapons from Israel. Israel has backed us in 71, in 99, during Operation Sindoor. Who will stop us? Who will dictate our foreign policy to us? For the first time, Pranesh, we have a clear foreign policy where we look out for our interests. It's India first, and I'm glad the Prime Minister stamped that. He's not going to be a puppet of any other nation or KGB or anyone. He's going to voice what Indians feel and watch out for our interests.
Let me bring in Tausif Shah, senior leader of the PDP. Mr. Shah, good evening, sir. Good to have you. I'm sure you must have heard what the Prime Minister said in his speech. For many people, including your party chief, Mehbooba Mufti, is still in denial. Why?
Yes, Mr. Pranesh, we have heard what Mr. Prime Minister has said. And besides, we have also heard what the panelists were speaking right now. Let me be very clear on my stand that we are not happy what Prime Minister did. Okay, he should have realized that he was awarded the Grand Collar of State of Palestine in the year 2018. And simultaneously, he was given the highest award from the Israeli nation. But that brings him more responsibility. That brings him more responsibility on the both sides, that he has to speak about the both sides. Now he has spoken about the terrorism, the video message you just replayed here. He spoke about the terrorism. He never spoke about what had happened on October 7. Now, he clearly mentioned, when October 7 happened, he clearly mentioned that this is a genocide. But he never spoke that this is a genocide, that 1 lakh Gazans have been killed, they have been deprived from water, they have been, their food is cut, their medicines are cut, whoever tries to help them. He has not spoken. No. Let us be very clear. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. Tausif Shah, 1 minute. Are you aware of the kind of humanitarian assistance that India has been, sending to Palestine? Mr. Shah, let's talk on facts. You see, it's easy to pick up these fancy campaigns and slogans, speak for Gaza, all eyes on Rafah, etc., etc. Let's Sir, 1 minute. Listen to me, Tausif Shah. Just listen to me, sir. I am talking about facts. And tell me if I am wrong, call me out. You can say that, Pranesh, you're lying. The Prime Minister in his speech spoke about the Gaza peace plan, which means he's batting for peace. He called out terror. And Ashwini ji, आप जो हाथ तब से ऐसे ऊपर करके रखा है आपने, आपके एक नेता ने हमास को भगत सिंह से इक्वेट कर दिया था. तो आप पहले सोच लीजिए कौन से नेता हैं, क्या वो कंपैरिजन सही है. But Shazad, respond to what Tausif Shah is saying.
To both Tausif and Tanveer, is it a fact that India continues to maintain the two-state solution policy? Yes. Is it a fact that not just by words but by actions in United Nations resolutions, we have called for immediate ceasefire in Palestine, we have called for humanitarian assistance, we provide humanitarian assistance, we don't stand with excesses done by any side, and what better than this principle articulated by Prime Minister Modi, terror anywhere is threat everywhere, humanity killed anywhere is humanity killed everywhere. Now I want to ask Tanveer ji one question. Sir Tanveer ji, you have said non-state actors are doing something in some place, something in some place. China kills Xinjiang province Muslims. If you are concerned about humanity, why is it that intellectuals like you, don't go into governments because you'll now start making it about semantics, why don't intellectuals like you, who always see things with a prism of vote bank rather than Videsh Niti, why don't you think about the Muslims in Xinjiang, and why don't you and your Jamaat, or I could say Lashkar-e opposition, ever speak about those Muslims? Are they lesser Muslims for TMC, lesser Muslims for Samajwadi, lesser Muslims for Congress? ये अश्विनी गाजा की बैग लेकर आए हैं, ये जिंजियांग प्रोविंस नहीं छपता क्या बैग में? जिंजियांग मुस्लिम्स नहीं आता क्या बैग में? फिट ही नहीं होता क्या?
वो एमओयू में नहीं था.
अच्छा.
Professor okay, Professor Tanveer is responding.
No, Shahzad, the problem is, yes. The problem with Shahzad is that he brackets people like me. You know, the moment I start speaking about Gaza, he will talk about, so Muslims or Hindus or Christians killed anywhere. You know, Hindus in Bangladesh killed by state actors or non-state actors. It's a cause of worry and one will have to condemn it. Right, in Afghanistan, anywhere, Pakistan, if minorities are killed, we need to condemn it. You see, the point is that it's not about Hindu Muslims. You'll have to understand that, you know, international relations can't be brought down to a level of Hindu-Muslim fight and a Congress versus BJP, right? This is something you need to tell truth to the power. And the truth to the power is that our Prime Minister is sort of caught in the crossfire.
How, sir? How is the Prime Minister caught in the crossfire? One minute. Professor Tanveer Ejaz, sir, you know, I would want to indulge you, but there are others who haven't spoken yet.
But 20 seconds, just indulge me 20 seconds. He said I made it about Hindu-Muslim. Actually, I didn't. I made it about China killing Muslims in Xinjiang. Nothing to do with Hindus at all. But having said that, I think Professor Saab, given my right analysis, he would be at least 65, 70 plus.
Who knows?
Okay. So 30 years ago, he was a young man, 40, 45, 35, 40 years. Now, Mr. Professor Saab, when a genocide of Kashmiri Hindus was done, what was your stand? Can you please show us? Did you call it out? Did you speak through to Farooq Abdullah and to the Congress governments that allowed the 10 years build-up for the genocide of Kashmiri Hindus? Will that Tausif even acknowledge it's a Hindu genocide? Will they even acknowledge?
Okay,
they will
Professor
say,
Tanveer, quick answer. Professor Mondal, I am coming to you.
So genocide anywhere, you know, there's a definition of genocide. I think Shahzad doesn't know the definition of genocide. Genocide anywhere needs to be condemned and therefore not just condemned, but International Court of Justice must take on. And you must be
Professor Tanveer, according to your definition of genocide, according to your definition of genocide, sir, this is out of curiosity. Please don't get me wrong. I want to know, would you call what happened to Kashmiri Hindus, was that genocide, yes or no?
No. It's an internationally agreed concept called genocide, right?
Was that genocide, yes or no?
But the point is genocide.
Professor Tanveer, why are you exposing yourself, sir? Please, just answer the question. When Kashmiri Hindus were killed, hounded, was that genocide? Yes or no?
Yes, of course.
Now,
of course, you see the killing.
No, 1 minute. Now, I'll tell you, sir. If you permit, I can go across the panel. There will be many people who will hesitate in calling it a genocide. Professor Mondal, I don't want to put that question to you, but you know, we were having a conversation. You were on the panel, you said, Gaza pe bhi bolna chahiye. Gaza pe bol ke aa gaye Pradhan Mantri?
I did not hear a single thing about how Israel bombed on hospitals where Palestinian civilians were killed. I did not hear a single word from the Prime Minister.
Okay. Sir, let me play it out, sir. Let me play this out. Dhyan se sun lijiye. It can happen. You can miss a thing here and there. Listen to this.
Humanity must never become a victim of conflict. गाजा पीस प्लान से शांति का एक रास्ता बना है। भारत ने इन प्रयासों का पूर्ण समर्थन किया है। भविष्य में भी हम सभी देशों के साथ संवाद और सहयोग जारी रखेंगे।
प्रोफेसर मंडल,
I did not hear a single word about how the Palestinian civilians were killed because of bombings on the hospitals. And we could still remember those chilling images. Mr. Pranesh, you also showed this on your TV. He said that I welcome the Gaza peace process. But we all understood that I think, weight was tilting in favor of the Israelis or Israeli Prime Minister. That having said that, I think India's foreign policy, it shouldn't be any politicized at all. My limited point, Mr. Pranesh, and I want to know from you and from the panelists, how many other prime ministers from other countries have visited Israel in the last 2 years? How many? It's only Indian Prime Minister probably in the last 1 or 2 years that's visiting Israel. When Mr. Netanyahu is sidelined in the international community, I did not understand what kind of symbolism it was to go and visit him at this point in time. I'm not an expert on foreign policies, international relations, but fact remains that no other prime minister from any major countries have visited
Professor
Israel.
Mandal, 1 minute. Okay. Now that you've spoken, sir, now tell me, do you think, we take dictations from other countries? Should we wait for other countries to, show us the path that, look, I'm going to Israel next week. You take a 10-day break, then you come, 2 weeks later. Aise hota hai, Professor Mandal. You said we should not politicize, what did you say? Foreign policy. You want a foreign policy dictated by other countries?
Simply, the problem is that you dictate all of us. You allow me to speak after 25 minutes and then you don't even give me 25 seconds. Fact remains that this is comparative political international relations. International relations are at times determined by the gesture from other countries, right? I'm not saying this is the internal affairs of the country where Mr. Trump would interfere, which he actually does every other day, including stopping of Sindoor operation before it actually became complete. So I'm not saying that. But international relations are definitely determined by how our other friendly countries are doing, like most of the European countries. Have you seen any European Prime Minister visiting Israel in the last 2 years? I want to know. I'm just stating facts, Mr. Pranesh.
So what really 1 minute. Now, no, 1 minute. If I turn that argument by say, how many prime ministers have imposed emergency in this country? How many, sir? Let's count on your fingers.
That's a bad logic.
No, why?
Pranesh, he can be better than
respond to Professor
Mr. Professor Mandal, I thought he was one of the intelligent panelists. He's saying how many other prime ministers have visited Israel. So by his logic, only if some other country goes, then my prime minister should go. He should not have independent policy. But having said that, how many prime ministers of India visited Egypt in the last 30 years? How many prime ministers of India visited Middle East or West Asia in the last 30-35 years? किसी ने नहीं किया. Modi गए. And Modi has got 8 highest civilian honors from Saudi Arabia, from Egypt, from Bahrain, from UAE, from Maldives, from Palestine. How he got, if he is so anti-Muslim and tilting in favor of, he is tilting in favor of peace. He tells Putin also, bhai बुद्ध नहीं, बुद्ध का जमाना है, युद्ध का नहीं. He tells Ukraine also. He is the only person who can talk to SCO and to Quad, Putin and to Zelensky. He can talk to Netanyahu and to Ramallah. He is the only person. But I want one question, Mr. Mandal. Now you answer whichever way you like. You love humans also. You love Muslims also. Are Chinese Xinjiang province inhabitants less human or less Muslims? That you never chant anti-China slogan. You are only chanting against Israel. If you are having principle of world peace, humanitarian peace,
let's
now don't get into semantics. You don't wait for Bharat Sarkar ka version.
Let him answer.
You tell me.
I'll take this.
Yes.
Can I take this?
Sir, please, it's all yours, sir. It's all yours.
Take it.
I'll take this.
Take it.
I think that is a very good question, Mr. Shazad.
Thank you.
But Mr. Shazad, do you consider China to be a good example before us? We have condemned time and again what the Chinese people are doing with the Uighur Muslims. Time and again. Please go through our records. I have condemned. I have debated on this in the last 5-6 years. What the Chinese are doing to the Uighur Muslims. I have done this. And in fact, when the Galwan...
Sir, that was one good question by the BJP spokesperson. 1 minute. Karan also wants to come in, but let me just, sir, 1 minute. Professor Mondal, 1 minute. Sir, please. I beg your indulgence. 8 minutes, sir, 8 minutes. Now, you said we should wait for some other leaders to go there. Only then should India or, Indian leaders go there. Do you believe, sir, and, sincere question, do you believe Prime Minister Modi is anti-Muslim?
I am not saying this. I mean, but when the Prime Minister of this country says, "Kapda dekh ke pata chalta hai ye log kaun hai," that was not a good statement.
Even with that statement, do you think PM Modi is anti-Muslim?
I'm not saying that. But there's a perception among the Muslim communities who are having this perception. That...
Sir, which perception? Sir, how many? At least nine Islamic countries have given Modi their highest civilian award. What perception are you talking about? And who was talking about, symbolism, timing, etc.? कौन बोल रहा था? अश्विनी जी, आप लोग हर रोज बोल देते हैं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी एंटी मुस्लिम है. तो ये जो मुस्लिम देशों से उनको अवार्ड मिल रहा है, ये कैसे मिल रहा है? पैसे से.
प्रणेश, दो तीन चीजें शॉर्ट में बोलना चाहता हूं. पहले तो मैं बोलता हूं जो चाइना में मुस्लिम किलिंग हुई वो गलत थी. हम चाइना को क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं. अब शहजाद बोले जो इजराइल ने फलस्तीन के साथ किया वो गलत हुआ. शहजाद में दम है तो बोले. दूसरी बात, शहजाद ने बोला हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी बाहर ही डिसाइड नहीं कर रहे हैं. अगर हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी बाहर डिसाइड नहीं कर रहे हैं तो एप्स्टीन कौन है जो हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी डिसाइड कर रहा है? इसका जवाब दीजिए. तीसरा सवाल आपने पूछा कि मोदी जी को इतने सारे अवार्ड्स मिले हैं मुस्लिम, उसके जहां से मोदी जी अवार्ड लेके आते हैं वही जाके पाकिस्तान के साथ डील कर लेता है कि पाकिस्तान पे अगर अटैक हुआ तो उन पे अटैक माना जाएगा. मोदी जी हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री हैं या पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री हैं? यह भी क्लैरिफाई करिए प्रणेश.
3 सवाल पूछा सर, 3 जवाब दीजिए. शहजाद पूना वाला.
हाँ, सबसे पहले तो आप जो बार बार एप्स्टीन बोल रहे हैं, एप्स्टीन में तो राहुल गांधी सोनिया गांधी का भी नाम है, और एप्स्टीन में जिसका नाम है बिल गेट्स, उसको तो विमेन सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप पर ले गए थे राहुल गांधी. बताइए क्यों ले गए थे? अब ये राहुल गांधी की फाइल मत खुलवाइए मुझसे. ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज गांधी एडवीना के चक्कर में पार्टीशन करवा दिया. दूसरी बात आपने पूछा है कि मुस्लिम देश जो एग्रीमेंट जो अवार्ड देते हैं वो पाकिस्तान से रिश्ता बना लेते. Saudi and Pakistan defense deal is not in subject of India, it is in subject of Iran. But your knowledge about geography is as much as Rahul Gandhi's intelligence. This is the -50, sorry. So therefore you don't have any knowledge. So now I want to ask you, Ashwini ji, now show me where Congress has officially condemned China, with whom it has a running agreement, for Xinjiang province, like it has condemned in its CWC of the Gaza Muslims. Show me the statement of CWC. Batao. Bhagna mat.
You condemn Israel's attack. You condemn Israel's atrocities, Israel's genocide on the Palestinians.
यूनाइटेड नेशन में वोट करके आई है सरकार. आप देखते नहीं हो क्या टीवी? अब देखते नहीं, देखा करो चैनल.
आपने नहीं बोला, आप बोलिए अभी कि इजराइल ने जो पैलेस्टीनियन सिविलियंस मारे हैं वो गलत है.
इनके लिए अब बताइए इनको कैसे समझाया जाए. और जिंजियांग प्रोविंस पे अभी तक नहीं बोले. वहां का मुसलमान नहीं, अफगानिस्तान का नहीं।
Pranesh, one last hypocrisy.
Arey, you answer my question first. Where is the hypocrisy?
Let's not talk over each other. कश्मीर जेनोसाइड की बात कर रहे हैं प्रणेश।
बोलिए सर, बोलिए।
प्रणेश, बार-बार आप कश्मीर जेनोसाइड की बात कर रहे हैं। कश्मीर का जेनोसाइड जो था 1990 के अराउंड हुआ था, बीपीसी गवर्नमेंट में थे।
नहीं, एक मिनट। तो वो 1990 में हुआ था, जो 84 में जेनोसाइड हुआ था, तो इसकी बात नहीं करें। एक्सपायरी डेट होता है जेनोसाइड में।
अब आप व्हाट अबाउटरी मत जाओ।
व्हाट अबाउटरी नहीं है सर।
Tell your viewers.
No, I am hurt when you every time someone says कि वो 30 साल पहले हुआ था, ये 40 साल हो गए इस बात को। तो आप लोग बार बार ये नेहरू और इंदिरा क्यों करते रहते हैं? कितने साल हो गए उनको?
Do you support Kashmiri genocide? Pranesh, your question was, do we support Kashmiri genocide?
That was not my question. यही होता है जब आप क्वेश्चन ही गलत समझते हैं।
You do support Kashmiri genocide. Look at this picture. Up camera person, please zoom this picture and show. They support this Yasin Malik. Yasin Malik was invited into the PM's office. He was convicted of killing people. He is in the case of killing IAF officers. And now we have caught him by the scruff of the neck and convicted this madman. You gave him biryani in the office.
No. On Kashmiri genocide, both Congress and BJP governments have played lip service. किसी ने कुछ नहीं किया है। तौसीफ शाह तो उससे जेनोसाइड में क्या हो रहा है भाई? 370 is no defense for genocide. No, 1 minute. The government has refused to set up SIT.
Even the courts have been insensitive. The Supreme Court said
they have been,
too much time has lapsed.
You can't say anything about the courts these days.
Acknowledge it's a genocide. पहले acknowledge तो करवाओ, तौसीफ से करवाओ acknowledge.
तौसीफ शाह,
I will give you 10,000 rupees. He will not say it's a genocide.
Why will you give me 10,000 rupees?
आप बुलाएंगे
him 10,000 rupees.
I'll give anybody who says. अच्छा तौसीफ जी, you consider what happened Dalif Sarif Gali from the masjid and it was done by the Islamic Jihad. You consider it to be Kashmiri genocide, Hindu genocide?
देखिए शहजाद जी, we need to have a full debate on this, whether it was a genocide or not. We condemn the genocide. What has happened? Just let me speak. Just what has happened was very condemnable. It should not have been happened. This was the Muslims were used. Yes, the Muslims. We accepted. We accepted that we did the mistake, but it needs a threadbare discussion.
मतलब क्या होता है सर? तौसीफ शाह, Muslims were used.
That's what I want to say. That it needs a minimum 30 minutes of debate between Shazad Punewala, who always speaks on the Hindu genocide.
But this is not about, sir. This is not. No, 1 minute. This is not about Shazad Punewala, sir. मैंने सवाल पूछा था तौसीफ भाई, please. आपने कहा मुस्लिम्स वर यूज्ड. डू यू इवन रियलाइज व्हाट यू आर सेइंग? उमर अब्दुल्ला ने एक बार स्टोन पेल्टर्स के लिए कहा था कि दे वर मिसगाइडेड यूथ.
सेकंड दे दीजिए मेरा सेंटेंस कंप्लीट करने के लिए. मैं सिर्फ शहजाद पुणेवाला से ये पूछना चाहता हूं, शहजाद जी, डू यू कंडेम जो जम्मू कश्मीर में जो 1990 में जिसका 2 दिन पहले 35 साल पूरे हो गए, जो हमारा कुनन कोशीपोरा का रेप था, डू यू कंडेम दैट? आई हैव नेवर हर्ड एनी वर्ड अबाउट दैट फ्रॉम योर माउथ. The women from 6 years to 90 years were raped. Did you ever speak a word on that, Mr. Shazad?
No, can I speak?
So you're only speaking genocide. Was not that a genocide?
First of all, 1 second. Only genocide. You were just crying about Gaza ka so-called genocide, but Kashmiri Hindu ka genocide is genocide. You saw the trivialness with which he said. Because here the victim is the Hindu, the trivialized genocide. And there the victim is the Muslim, then you have to amplify genocide. I mean, I have never seen this kind of attitude. How can two genocides be different? You are saying Gaza में genocide हुआ, we should speak about it from here. But Kashmir में हिंदुओं का 7 बार genocide हुआ. Kashmir was Hindu dominated. Kashmir was written after ऋषि कश्यप. वहां से हिंदुओं को 7 बार खदेड़ा गया और आप बोल रहे कि genocide. And the case you are talking about, Supreme Court has taken action on it. But now you tell me, what is the stand of PDP on Galif? Tell me.
Muslims were used. He just said it. That's the stand of the PDP.
No, he needs
1 minute. 50
minutes.
Karan, एक सवाल पूछ ले. तौसीफ भाई, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
मुझे एक बात बताइए सर, बहुत ही simple question है ये. It came up during the start of the program also. So, many people believe that Netanyahu is a war criminal. Modi ji should not have, been in the same hall as Netanyahu. Do you believe Netanyahu is a war criminal?
Yes, I believe he's a war criminal, but I say that Modi sharing the chair with him for the benefit of the nation is a good step.
ठीक है तौसीफ भाई, ये तो फर्स्ट पार्ट था. You believe Netanyahu is a war criminal. What are your views on Yasin Malik?
Yasin Malik, he was a killer, but
he was a killer.
He was a killer. He was jailed. He was pardoned. He was taken on board.
No, one minute. How does this work? Yasin Malik was a killer. Netanyahu is a, ये was और is कैसे हो रहा है सर? Past tense में कोई कैसे killer हो सकता है? A killer is a killer.
I'll explain you.
1 minute.
Because
I'll tell you why I asked that question, Tausif bhai, because your chief, party chief Karan, Mehbooba Mufti has said, इनको जल्दी रिहा, mercy plea लिख दिया उनके लिए, son of the soil, etc. You know it.
Pranesh, who are you talking to? PDP की बात कर रहे हो आप? They've always stood behind terrorists. एक साल पहले 30th September 2024, 1.5 years back, when Nasrallah died, Mehbooba Mufti said there is a call for solidarity. She called off her election rally. That's the love she has for Islamic terrorists. Plain and simple. Jamaat-e-Islami, outlawed in Jammu and Kashmir, who was behind much, I would say largely behind the genocide that happened. They wanted them back. They wanted their ban to be removed so that they can contest in elections again. PDP passed a resolution to that effect. They've stood up for Burhan Wani. All these Jamaat-e-Islami commanders, who were they in bed with? They were in bed with these PDP people. Where have they ever not whitewashed the crimes, and where have they ever not said that this was not a genocide? They've been grossly insensitive and stood up with each and every single terrorist. That's the inglorious history of PDP. They are the last people who should be pontificating about terrorists and war criminals. उनको तो अच्छे से पता है इसके बारे में.
IP सिंह जी, आपने सुना ना, यासीन मलिक was a killer.
नहीं, यासीन मलिक आतंकवादी था और दुनिया जानती है कि कश्मीर में हिंदुओं का कत्लेआम हुआ, इसको कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता. लेकिन जिस तरह से चीन को लेकर भारत की पॉलिसी है, जिस तरह से हमारे प्रधानमंत्री चीन को लेकर कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड हैं, जिस तरह से वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर लास्ट 8 मंथ्स में बदला है, चीन और रूस का बिल्कुल ईरान के साथ जाना, वह दर्शाता है कि अमेरिका और इजराइल पर जिस तरह से धमकियां, ईरान ने गंभीर धमकियां दी कि निस्ता नाबूद कर देंगे. मुझे लगता है कि जो एक्सिस बन रही है, कहीं न कहीं भारत की भूमिका अमेरिका के थ्रू इजराइल को लेकर बड़ी बनाने की पुरजोर कोशिश है. भारत की पॉलिसी पूरी तरह प्रो इजराइल हो चुकी है और इसमें किसी तरह का कुछ भी नहीं बचा है. मैं यही कहना चाहता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री को यह जरूर घोषित करके आना चाहिए कि अगर इजराइल पे वार होता है तो भारत पर वार माना जाएगा. और ईरान एकमात्र देश है कि कश्मीर के मुद्दे पर भारत के साथ खड़ा रहा है, अकेला मुस्लिम देश.
एक मिनट मैं आपको सर एक मिनट सर, डिप्लोमेसी ऐसे नहीं चलती है, ना ही पॉलिटिक्स ऐसे चलते. IP सिंह जी, आप लोग तो इंडिया अलायंस में कांग्रेस के साथ है ना? अखिलेश यादव जी ने AI समिट पे क्या बोला? जो शर्टलेस प्रोटेस्ट हुआ, क्या बोला उन्होंने? कि कांग्रेस की शर्ट फटी तो समाजवादी पार्टी की भी फटी मानी जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं बोला ना उन्होंने? क्या बोला उन्होंने? कंडेम किया उसको कि ये शर्टलेस प्रोटेस्ट गलत है.
छोटी सी बात बता दूं, बोलिए. एक मिनट जरा. IP सिंह साहब को शायद अपना इतिहास नहीं पता. इनका असल में इतिहास कहीं और था पहले. 1990 was a very painful year for the Hindus, Pranesh. Not only were they thrown out from Kashmir, what the Kashmiri Pandits went through, the genocide, also at that time, coincidentally, Mulayam Singh Yadav also ordered firing on the car sevaks. And Mulayam Singh Yadav is on record denying कि कुछ नहीं हुआ था कश्मीर में. ये सब बातें बनाते हैं. He justified, he said कुछ नहीं हुआ था, मेरे बारे में भी ऐसे ये लोग बोलते हैं. That is the inglorious history. IP सिंह साहब थोड़ा जान लीजिए. आज आप मना कर रहे हैं, नेताजी तब खड़े हुए थे उसके साथ, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए.
अरे नेता वो सिमी के साथ भी खड़े हो गए थे, पर 10 सेकंड मैं भी लेना चाहता हूं क्योंकि उन्होंने इंडिपेंडेंट पॉलिसी की बात की. IP सिंह जी, आप भी से पूछ रहा हूं. Sir, IP Singh, I'm asking you only, and I'm asking about time when Samajwadi Party was supporting Congress. 2005, Congress Party does nuclear deal with America and gives away our civilian nuclear for inspection, permanently for international inspection. Compromise था या नहीं था? 2008, we are, sorry, this happened 2008. 2005, we wanted to give away Siachen Glacier. And 1990, we stopped the nuclear
Let him
test
answer.
under pressure of America. Why?
Too much time. IP Singh ji, quickly, sir.
देखिए, जिस तरह से चीन के सामने हमारे विदेश मंत्री ने कहा,
सर क्या सवाल है, आप जिस तरह से किस तरह से आप फिर वहीं चले जाते हैं आईपी सिंह जी, इससे समय बर्बाद होता है डिबेट का। प्लीज आप जिस तरह से आपको सवाल पूछा जाए आप किसी तरह से सवाल का जवाब नहीं देते सर। क्यों करते हैं आप ऐसे, क्यों करते हैं आप ऐसे? और आपके
प्रधानमंत्री चीन के सामने इस तरह कंप्रोमाइज है, एक शब्द भी बोलने को तैयार नहीं रहते।
किस तरह
हमारे होता है ये चाइना के साथ हक्का नूडल खाना डोकलाम
ओके, वी रन आउट ऑफ टाइम। अश्विनी जी एक दो और सवाल थे बट वो किसी और दिन करेंगे। आई एम सॉरी अश्विनी जी, समय खत्म हो गया, माफ कीजिएगा प्लीज। वी आर टेकिंग अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक व्यूअर्स, थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग अस।